Holsters, accessories. For this one, we have some products for it. If you do need light bearing, email, DM me, let me know, we'll get you squared away. But if you need other accessories, holsters, Farland products, canine, belts, placards, plate carriers, chest rigs, all those products that we offer and manufacture here in-house are listed on our website at rdrgear.com. Aimpoint COA, welcome to the channel. Probably the second craziest booth at SHOT Show. Aimpoint, with the COA dropping out, with the new A-cut. This is not gonna be a super technical video. There's a really, really good one. Jeff at Tenacore, he has one on his YouTube channel. If you're looking for like down and dirty detail specs, Jeff had a bunch of the COAs on the various pistols for holster fitment, I'm assuming, before the launch at SHOT Show. So again, if you want more technical specs, that's a great one to go to. And the Aimpoint channel as well has some cool stuff on it. When I got to SHOT Show, I was like, and I picked it up at first, I'm like, God, I want the dot, but I don't want the new gun. So I broke down and bought a 43X because I know I can probably find a new home for this one. But I have to admit, I really do like how much more field of view I have with this COA, because now that it's missing all the protective housing around the original Acro P2, when you look at this window space right here, I think it's the exact same space as a P. But when you look through this, and don't laugh at me when I say this, but it feels like as you get to present the pistol, the dot grew. The glass grew in a bigger field of view. Because with the sides being so thin now, they are almost transparent when you're on target. That is something that I really like. I am excited for the COA to come out on next year. And if you guys didn't know, when I say next year, Glock has the exclusive this year for the COA. Christian, grab the rifles. It looks like an Aimpoint Acro P2, but it's much smaller. It's the inner, as I mentioned earlier, the inner shape of the P2. Other cool feature about this is when you do your adjustments for windows elevation, you're moving the emitter inside the box. So it was very easy to zero, not really anything different than an Acro P2, but again, it was just something that was very different. When I look at this dot and say, you look at another example for the Romeo Pro Compact from SIG, they're very similar, just the Acro COA is taller. So again, a much better field of view, box, so to speak, around the glass, where when you look at the COA, it is a much narrower, much taller field of view. So I do like that. When we saw that the COA was coming out on a Glock, I think everybody was disappointed that you just couldn't get the red dot, right? But I understand why Glock was the vehicle to get the COA to market, because this is, in my opinion, aimed at simplifying law enforcement. And that's the whole goal for this. With this being the A-cut, and when I talk about A-cut a little bit, these two screws and this rear iron sight is what holds this entire system in place. So these two screws hold the rear sight, and it kind of locks in, sits down, and it bolts down. So everything's on these two screws. Now, could someone say that's a failure point? Maybe, right? But if you don't notice these being loose or coming out, and if you don't witness mark them, that's kind of on you, right? So again, but could someone look for a hole? Absolutely, they could. But at the end of the day, if you witness mark these, get good thread locker on them, put them in correctly, you're gonna have no issues. But I think with the Glock being the vehicle, that is now simplifying law enforcement, because agencies are we're gonna dump our old guns off, we're getting new Glock 45s, new 47s, 48s, 43s, whatever, but we're getting the COA. And that's gonna be an easy thing, because now the agency that doesn't have a range to swap a battery or to reconfirm zero, they are simply just, this battery door is genius. Very well done, the little tool that helps you get the door open. Everything is perfect, the same battery. So if your SWAT gun has a 2032, this now has a 2032, very similar run times. This has, I think, actually more run time than the Acro P2. But at the end of the day, batteries are consumables, swap them out once a year, you'll be fine there. But I just wish it wasn't on a Glock. It's such a hard pistol for me to shoot. And my variant today, and you guys have to, in the comments below, did you guys, I saw one from a PD. I made a holster for this last week for a guy before this gun came. And I swear his slide was Cerakoted, because this is a much different finish on this slide than the guy got for his LE Blue Label gun. This one came from a distributor, so the finish is the traditional finish. But man, that Cerakoted slide, when I made the holster for it, just the few times I repped it in the holster for fitment to test it, I could see the holster wear on that slide. So I've read in places where there were guns on the COA pistols that had Cerakoted slides, and then don't quote me, but the Tenif or whatever the current finish on these is, because this slide feels much different than the slide that I was working with last week. So again, let me know in the comments if that's something you guys have heard of, because this one is much better finished than that pistol that I had before. The pairing of the TLR7 lights, phenomenal. This is the Glock model. This little package right here with upgrading to the Shield magazines. I didn't bring mine today, ran the 10 rounders. But if you had this little guy, light, the new COA, 18 rounds on board, or 15 rounds on board, one in the chamber, man, what just a good little package to shoot. I guess I go back to the fact of being on a Glock, because that grip angle is just not right for me. Buying this gun with the red dot at the 8 and change, I think is retail, phenomenal. Because when you go to, like, say, a Sig Macro, you're getting more capacity, not enclosed emitter, a little bit different mounting, not too crazy there. Same weapon light design, your capacity, integrated compensator, but you're well over $1,000 here. Your 8 and change here. But what you really wanted was this, but you had to buy all this with it. So pick your poison. Should you go out and buy one? If you already had this with like a Hollow Sun or some other micro red dot in here, I don't think so, no. If you did not have a 43X type pistol, you had a bunch of full-size guns and you wanted something that was a little smaller carry, absolutely. Tons of holsters for this thing in its way it's set up right now. And if you're a Glock fan already, this is not gonna be any different. My pistol, one of the things, like, you can hear on this side, the texture, this side, it's like super smooth. I'm not for sure what happened over here, but I feel like it didn't get any texture on this side and it got all on this side. But that's here nor there for a Glock. But I wanna love it. I do love this. I just don't want it to be on a Glock. So for me, guys, that's just my impression on this pistol. It was something I wanted to see for myself after SHOT Show. I bought this one from a distributor. It's not gonna stay. I'll find a home for it. But that's just something that I wanted you guys to see. But next year, when the COAs come, and when I was at SHOT Show, the reps were talking, they are mass producing these red dots for back order storage. So I'm excited to see what the COA brings to market on other pistols with the A-cut design, what new sights are gonna become on the A-cut, because again, there's no tritium in the rear or the front. But the COA has a bright future, I think, in law enforcement space for simplifying its use for its officers to simply just get a better mounting system. Granted, we don't need another mounting system, but a side load battery that runs out the big boy, the marking on the outside, maybe the new ones will get this to go away. But other than that, I think you guys are gonna be very impressed if you choose to buy one of these. And again, if you don't have a small carry gun package, this one's hard to beat. That's all I got for you guys. Until next time, enjoy, take care.